Meanwhile, it's Dante Exum running the point for the Utah Jazz. The former Spur, Boris Diaw, he likes this gym. Gets the first bucket of the game.
Now, these two teams squared off early in the year in this building, and Utah won by 15 points, holding San Antonio to 91 points. They love to slow the game down, and they're an excellent half-court defensive team.
Nice feed inside, coached by Kyle Anderson to Dwayne Dedman. And the Spurs efficient on their first offensive possession.
Well, we know that Anderson, very clever for a guy 6'9", 6'10", left-handed, excellent scorer, good three-point shooter, but a terrific passer.
Diaw down low working against Bertans. And Boris Diaw out of the gate quickly for the Jazz.
See, I love this strategy here. By the way, this is one of the best coach teams that we have in the league. We're not talking about San Antonio. We know that. But right here in Utah, when you're talking about the fact that they're fourth in the league, and
back comes Kyle Anderson.
What they need today is good guard play.
And they get a good assist from Anderson to Dedman.
They go there right now. He's got to understand, look, you haven't played Dedman in a long time.
Leonard. Bertans from downtown. Got it for the Utah Jazz.
Well, see, they only average 100 points a game. So they're not a fast-breaking team. So when you're watching them, you say, gee, they're rather slow. That's their game. They love to set up, play you half court. If the transition is there, fine. But if not, they want to run that offense and get high percentage shots.
Yeah, they're last in the league in pace. Parker with the drive and one.
Rotating off the bench are Lee, Gasol, and Mills, and then Ginobili. So these young guys aren't getting the minutes in the big games.
Leonard with the mid-range jump shot. He's got 4 in the ball game, coming off a 28-point performance against OKC. And a big second half in that game as well. Here's Hood. Hayward with a nice ball fake.
Nice.
And Gobert finishing off the high handoff, and he's on the board.
Now, you like to see that, mainly because Gobert, for a guy at 7'2", is extremely athletic. And at the offensive end, he can catch the ball in traffic.
Parker behind the screen. We have a distinct French flavor in this game, Coach, today with Diaw, Gobert, and Parker.
Well, all three guys, mainstays on the French national team. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Come on, they won that European championship just 3 years ago with Joe Johnson and then George Hill and Boris Diaw. Outstanding. But then a guy, pretty pass by Joe. Pretty pass.
Inside to Gobert for another bucket from the big fella.
See, that's why you like to tell big guys, it's your job to create the pass. Gobert went from the right side to the left side of the lane to create that passing angle.
There's Gasol working against Gobert, losing the handle. Shelvin Mack coming back.
I like his game. Ever since they picked him up in the middle of last season, he's delivered for them.
Hayward isolated against the shorter Bryn Forbes, and they make San Antonio pay for it.
Bills would be in the game at the point, but they want to give Forbes some running time.
Passes over to Simmons. Simmons been doing a lot of work on that jump shot of late with Chip Engelland. 4 quick points for him.
Well, they like his talent. Look, he's 6'7". He's been up and down. He's a hungry guy. You know that, when you're not drafted and all of a sudden you come in the league and then you're down in the D-League and you're excelling, but now they give you time, but there's no time here in the 9-man rotation that San Antonio uses.
Joe Johnson with another great dime to Rudy Gobert. The veteran, one of those pickups that you talked about, Jimmy. 3 veteran pickups. Joe Johnson, one of them during the offseason. George Hill, the other.
A lot of people, if you haven't seen George Hill this year out of Indiana, he's their second leading scorer at 17 points a game.
Bryn Forbes from downtown, and he's on the board.
Now, they like him. 2 years at Michigan State. They like his talent.
Joe Ingles comes off the screen. Gobert over to Johnson, a 38% three-point shooter, and he's been doing that for 16 years. And here's the aforementioned Leonard. Over to Gasol. Boy, he continues to sizzle from three-point territory. Going back to the All-Star break, February 24th, he leads the league in three-point shooting percentage.
Hey, he's 53%. He keeps looking at me all the time anytime he makes a three because I never allowed him to get any higher than the foul line area. I said you were young then. You were supposed to learn the game below the foul line.
Approaching 1 minute to go. Ingles, who leads the NBA in three-point percentage.
But the key so far with San Antonio is the fact that they made 4 out of 5 threes at the end of the season. They had 10 assists and 13 field goals.
Boy, great burst of speed.
That's early in the season where everyone was healthy. Then when they played in Utah, San Antonio won, but they only scored 100. It in. But that's what we're getting here today. Right now, I don't know how we're going to break them out of this. Now, we know that
it's 7-29 coming into the game. Gobert set a great screen. Joe Johnson knocks down the three.
Just at the offensive end, which a lot of people want to look at. But when you look at 5 or 6 defensive numbers, they are 1 or 2 in all of them. It's an excellent job defensively first. Then they get out on the break, and then they hurt you in their back screening with the three, and then also how well they pass the basketball.
Yeah, you look at what Klay Thompson and Steph Curry have done over the last 10 games. They have been phenomenal.
Well, look, I think he's giving away a little size there, by the way.
Boris Diaw knocks down the three. Jazz will be shooting on the next one. Dante Exum with a strong move.
Oh, boy.
And the punch.
Off the dribble from the middle of the floor. Not only do they get in, they finish for a layup.
Gobert with a block on Leonard. Ball comes back out to Bryn Forbes now. And he gives the Spurs a 52-50 lead. State. Here's Ingles. Hits the screen from Gobert.
Yeah, Ingles has done extremely well there.
Boy, the well-executed pick and roll. Gobert got a room service layup. He's up to 12 points.
Pau Gasol never jumps. He just stands there and raises his arms, okay? So he didn't go for the fake.
And here's Gasol at the other end with a soft touch. Averaging a career high, almost 26 a game. Hayward, nice look inside and a great extra pass by Gobert to Diaw. A budding general manager in the NBA. That's what he wants to do. Here's Diaw. Gets all the way into the paint, and Diaw finishes with a finger roll.
You can't underestimate this. This guy's got a ton of talent. He can pass, he can rebound, he can defend, and he can dribble the basketball. I can tell you he came into the league as a point guard.
He has 11 points in the game. Leonard from deep. And Kawhi Leonard looking to rediscover the stroke that he had earlier in March.
Well, you know, in the last 2 months, he's been shooting the three at 29%. Before that, at 43. So you like to see him get back.
Boy, what a play by Gordon Hayward off the slick feed. And Utah still within 5. Now, feeling. Brain trust of the Spurs organization. See the mechanics of how it all works. Diaw inside, working well. Leonard clears. San Antonio up by 7. Kawhi with the stare down three. Kawhi knocked. Rodney Hood has been relatively conspicuous by his silence offensively in this game. Gives it to Diaw, who hasn't been quiet. He has 15.
Because you didn't let him get that extra bounce that he likes to do the reverse spin.
Diaw with a slick move in the paint again
in the last 6 minutes of the game.
Off the turnover, Hayward to the cup. And Diaw with the finish. He's up to 19. Dedmon kind of rode him out of there a little bit. No foul called. Simmons back to Dedmon at the other end.
The year. Favors and Hill are 2 starters, point guard and power forward, who are big scorers.
Rodney Hood, Dante Exum moving forward. Leonard on the drive and kick. Bryn Forbes from deep. And the Spurs lead swelling to 14.
He's averaging 10 points plus in that fourth quarter. That's more than Westbrook.
Yeah, it's a great discussion and debate. Both great players in the flush by Gobert.
And by the way, if you haven't seen him, he's only 5'9", all right? And that's what even makes it even more remarkable of what he's doing.
Simmons going to work against the shorter Shelvin Mack. Leonard rising up over Ingles. Boy, that's almost unstoppable.
Well, not only does he rise, but if you notice the fade, see, he has such great body balance. He can fade that far out. Now, that was about an 18-foot shot. but in the paint, that's where he kills you. Even if you're on top of him, he'll fade.
Rodney Hood back the other way. Kawhi Leonard, folks, has scored 17 points this quarter for San Antonio. They lead by 13.
What did we say? He has to get going. He only had 6 at the. Well, this is exactly what he did Friday night in Oklahoma City.
For Leonard. Leonard with the floater came up short. Got the second one to fall.
He's shooting 91% on the foul line. There are 5 guys in the league. No one has taken. He has taken over 200.
Mack out front. 4 on the clock. Got to the basket
Ready.
and one.
And 2 of your 4 top subs off the bench, Ginobili and Lee, are not playing. So he is pleased with the pace, but also he's pleased the fact that he.
To Simmons. Simmons has had a nice afternoon here for the San Antonio Spurs, and Gasol with the drive and bucket.
Got it down. Whitney did a nice job. He got a piece of it. Gasol thought he got fouled, but that's Gasol. The foul, when he gets down in there, his shot is so soft it just sits there.
But another point of discussion, they run the old elevator play for Gordon Hayward. He's been quiet. Gobert not so quiet on that lob.
Look, Gobert right now has 16 points, 10 rebounds, 6 block shots. Now he and Diaw are doing a terrific job. Ingles with the second group. The rest of these guys have got to regroup here now.
Simmons with the step back. Boy, he's in a nice offensive rhythm. Parker looks quick this afternoon. Man, he was a blur. Not an old Tony Parker, but the Tony Parker of old.
Now, you're right on it, Mark. You're right on it. He just blew by you.
Hayward with just 8 points in the game. Make it 10 now, but 6 on the clock for Kyle Anderson. Oh, he put Exum on his heels. Couldn't close the sailboat. Diaw with a lot of contact. Didn't bother Gasol at all.
Come on, man. Pau Gasol can shoot with either hand. He's got hooks. He's got fadeaway. Hood, who's a double-figure scorer for you, is 2 for 9. So give San Antonio credit there.
Boy, Parker really getting to the basket this afternoon. The lead is up to 14. Hayward from downtown got it. Johnson guarded by Bertans. Johnson, a master of those ball fakes. Hayward takes his time. Had a great look. Gobert with a wonderful tip. The shot clock. Now they load up on Johnson. But sometimes it doesn't matter with ISO Joe. He'll get his buckets.
Yeah, that was nice. Well, you're talking about a guy who's, you know, in the top 40 scorers in the history of this league.
It's a 4-point game. Simmons off the lob. Parker missing the jump shot. 48 seconds to go. Shelvin Mack kicks it out to Joe Johnson.
Nice.
And Joe with another 3. And that might be it for Utah.
Pass the ball. You always try to tell players, pass the ball. Do not allow them to foul you.
So Quinn Snyder and Popovich, former colleagues on the same staff, embrace as San Antonio earns victory number 59 on the season against just 17 losses.